History teaches us that civilizations fall gradually. Empires crumble through decades of decline. Cultures fade across generations. We learn about documented wars, signed treaties, recorded collapses. But what if the most significant transformation in modern history happened so quietly that we've been trained not to notice it? What if the evidence sits in plain sight, carved in stone, printed on maps, recorded in diaries, yet assembled into a story that makes no sense? May 19, 1780, across New England and eastern Canada. Morning arrived on schedule. The sun rose as expected, but the light never came. By mid-morning, darkness descended with terrifying speed. Not the gradual dimming of storm clouds, or evening's slow approach, but an abrupt, complete blackness that swallowed the day whole. Farmers abandoned their fields. Legislative assemblies halted mid-session, because representatives literally could not see. Across the chamber, churches opened their doors, filling with community, seeking answers or comfort, or simply the company of others, as the world turned inexplicably dark. This wasn't fog or storm. Multiple witnesses documented being unable to see, their hands at arm's length. At noon, Livestock retreated to barns. Confused that night had arrived hours early. Candles burned at kitchen tables, during what should have been the brightest part of the day. Contemporary accounts described not just darkness, but wrongness. The sky took on metallic hues at its edges, described as brass-colored or coppery. When the moon finally rose that evening, observers recorded it appearing blood-red through the gloom. This wasn't weather as they understood it. This was something else. Today, if the dark day appears in history books at all, it merits, perhaps, a paragraph. The explanation offered seems straightforward. Forest fires created smoke that blocked the sun. An unusual atmospheric condition, certainly, but ultimately natural and unremarkable. Case closed. Except the case was never properly opened. Because the dark day doesn't stand alone. It sits at the center of a historical moment, dense with disruption, and understanding what surrounds it requires looking beyond the sky to something far more concrete: maps. For hundreds of years before 1780, European cartographers consistently labeled enormous portions of northern and central Asia with a specific name. This wasn't speculation or fantasy mapping. It appeared across Dutch, French, British, and Russian atlases, maintained through centuries of refinement, exploration, and improved geographic knowledge. The name was standard geographic vocabulary, as routine as labeling the Mediterranean or the Atlantic. Then, within decades of the dark day, that name begins vanishing from maps. Not dramatically, no announcements, no scholarly conferences debating its removal. It simply fades. Maps of the 1780s still included, though sometimes smaller or relocated. By mid-century, it's gone entirely from new publications. This is extraordinary. Cartographic terminology doesn't evaporate without reason. Maps are conservative tools. Publishers don't casually erase centuries of established geographic language. Names change when borders shift through documented wars, when regions are officially renamed through treaties, when explorers correct previous errors. These processes leave paper trails, diplomatic correspondence, expedition reports, scholarly debates. Here, that trail doesn't exist. Multiple countries, multiple publishers, multiple languages, all abandoning the same geographic framework, within the same narrow time window, without any coordinated explanation. The official story, when offered, suggests the name was always vague, a placeholder for territories Europeans didn't fully understand. As knowledge improved, better regional terms replaced it. But this explanation collapses under scrutiny. 18th century cartographers weren't guessing. They compiled information from diplomatic channels, trade routes, military intelligence, and explorer accounts. They didn't maintain imprecise labels for centuries without reason, and they didn't abandon them without documentation. More critically, if this was merely improved accuracy, where is the transitional period? Where are the maps showing both old and new terminology side by side? Where are the prefaces explaining the change? They don't exist.